I've seen to upset the people. I will wait for you guys to come back. If you are joining this live for the first time, hello, I am Adina. You guys are now beyond the veil. My previous live was just interrupted smack dab in the middle of my message to the Black delegation. Kevin, it happens every time I try to deliver messages like that on my public live. I don't usually have these issues in my members live. And just yesterday, I was talking about Tyler Perry, which is very, frivolous and entertaining, and I had no problems. But every time I start trying to give the people the word, so you guys win. I'll just continue to save that for my members where they allow me to deliver those kind of messages in peace without disturbing my connections and my lives. I will, you guys, if you guys want that kind of stuff, I'm sorry. You'll have to get one of my membership tiers because when I do that on the public, they don't let me. And I even turned off the monetization for this live just in case. I don't need your money for this. So if you guys caught that, that was my message to the Black delegation on Juneteenth. Now for the white delegation, then I'm going to move on to Iran and the US. I don't want any smoke today. I'm not even in the mood. I actually was because that was the message that I pulled for the Black delegation for Juneteenth. And they pulled my plug. Just send it directly to me, JD. Don't even let YouTube. If you want to send me money, a donation, and you have my personal contact, send it that way. Because if YouTube want to hate, listen. Listen, don't even give YouTube a piece of my super chat. Save it for yourself. Go buy yourself something nice in honor of me. All right, to the white delegation, YouTube, just pull the plug if I get too deep. Y'all know what to do. To the white population or any other population that is not African American, but is a dominant race of people, delegation of people. Yes, they get a cut. They get a cut of the super chats. Anything that we do here on YouTube, they get their cut. It's not a big cut because I never noticed it, but maybe it is. I just don't be paying attention to it. All right. All right. Most High and ancestors, all of our ancestors, to the white community, specifically, since we're talking Juneteenth. Hi, Ryan. Since we're talking Juneteenth, and that is a U.S. nationally recognized day. To the white delegation on this Juneteenth, what message does the divine have for them? This says it's time to release negativity. And it's in the upright. You guys, if they cut it, you know why. Because of the first card out. It's time to release negativity. For the sake of YouTube letting me continue, I ain't gonna elaborate on that. You take that how you want to. Your hard work, Capricorn, is paying off. In reverse, balance, spirituality, and practicality. Hi, Andy. You must be a part of the white delegation that didn't. I look like my man can't fight. I don't need a man to fight. Good thing I don't need a man to fight. All right. I know you guys are used to your women needing you for everything, but welcome to the black delegation. We just built real strong. We would love to have the luxury of having somebody fight all of our battles, but instead it usually just be us. And so if I look like my man can't fight, it's probably because I don't have one. And if I did, I wouldn't require him to fight for me, nor would I put him in positions that requires him to fight for me. Because I respect my man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Even the one I ain't got. I don't put my men in positions for them to have to step up and defend me from danger. Before they even know it's danger, it's handled. Because my man said no tomatoes on his burger. Listen, black women don't need anybody to fight for us because we usually be the ones like, babe, I got this. My man said, bet you wish you had one of us so that we can protect you, sir. So that we can say, Andy said no ketchup. Andy said no raisins in the potato salad this time. And we be talking to your mama. I bet you wish. But the card that came out for the white delegation and then the other delegation that is not African American and that is the dominant delegation, it's time to release negativity. But I'm more concerned. Right. He don't want that. Take it back and fix my man's sandwich right. Or ketchup and salt is flying everywhere. We shaking tables and not leaving tips. I know that's y'all kryptonite. Not leaving a tip. He said no ketchup. I'm more concerned about this card, balance, spirituality, and practicality. I'm curious about that. The end of a tough cycle approaches is in reverse though. Prosperity lies ahead. Looks like you guys still have time for white power. I wouldn't lie to you. You guys are still white powering. And you guys seem like you will hold on to that white power. Hoochie, I might be a divorcee, an ex-wife, but a hoochie, I ain't never been one of those. I'm only a divorcee, not a hoochie. Nope. All I mean, sorry. Sorry you got lost. Try going back up and taking the next left. No hoochie coochie over here. No sexy red over here. Sorry. It's over, now move over. It's my turn, now move over. The game's shut down. Sorry. That's corrupt in the Tina for you trolls. In the honor of Juneteenth, you would have to be black to know what that reference is from. Spirit, what is this balance, spirituality, and practicality in reverse for the white delegation? What is that? Yep, JD, sorry. I might be a fairy, but I'm not a hoochie coochie. Yeah. I'd rather be a fairy. This is the Pope card, the Hierophant in reverse. This is a story, and this is for entertainment purposes for any trolls or YouTube that might like to shut me down. This is a story about a people long, 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 long time ago. And during their conquests and crusades, they're finding lands and claiming them. In some of those lands, one particular was the base, but in some of those lands, they found a spiritual system that seemed to be powerful, not just spiritually powerful, but economically powerful and politically powerful. A trifecta. And there were these women who were the leaders of these systems. And even the kings of these lands would come to these women for advice, for insight, even divination, spiritual protections, and things like this. So those people who were conquering these lands and claiming these lands paid attention, and they said, "What is this? These women sit on major trade routes. They have temples in major points throughout the world. They have political sway. They have economic sway. They even have the ear of heaven and the underworlds when they speak." And so these people decided this is how we rule the world. This is how they are ruling the world. So this is how we rule the world. And since these women usually lived in temples and hills and mountains and in caves, in the silence of night is when these people made their move to attack these women. Some of them they burned on crosses, wooden cross stakes. Some of them they enslaved, they captured. Some of them they just slaughtered. When these women were gone, they made their way to the kingdoms and brought gifts and trinkets and flatteries to the kings. And the kings invited them to their cookout that they just so happened to be having. Legend has it that cookout was on June 19th. And once they were invited to the cookout, some of them were overtaken. Some of them made deals. Thank you, Michelle. Some of them made deals in order to not be overtaken. Those deals consisted of relinquishing of power, trade and economic agreements, and some of those trade agreements consisted of resources such as humans. And as all that was going on, the position of those women that were slaughtered, their caves were entered, their manuscripts, their texts, their oracles were found. I'm just telling a story, Rhymes. I'm just telling a story. What's wrong with a story? It's just a story. Getting mad about a story. I know you failed kindergarten because you get mad at story time. I know you didn't pass kindergarten at all. Now, while all of that was going on, there were certain men within this group of people who went into the caves and gathered all of those manuscripts, texts. They read them, they studied them, they practiced some of the instructions. They took these manuscripts and texts and all these findings back to their main lands and said, look what we have found. This is the source of their power. This is how they maintained and grew their kingdoms. And on one accord, they decided, we will practice these things. This will become our spiritual system, and we will turn them away from it, lest they find it and then become powerful again. We will practice the things that we found that they did, and we will assume that power. But we will turn them away from it. And here you have the card called the Hierophant, which is a pope. It's time to release negativity, balance spirituality and practicality in reverse. It has worked for you, just like it worked for us, because it is power. But is it yours? That may be why you can't eradicate the Negro problem entirely. Because even though you assumed this position, it misfires for you too when you plug into it, because it's not a power source that you are built to channel effectively. There's an effective energy source for all of us. Even if you plug into someone else's because it's high voltage, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to channel it effectively. So yes, your hard work has been paying off, but not entirely, because the problem is always there, nipping at you. So you always have to kind of be on the run. A nomad, they say, that Cain was after he slew his brother. A nomad, a wanderer. A wanderer. You're asking me, am I racist because I'm telling a story? Get out of here. How can I be racist? How can I be racist? Tell me what power I have to oppress you, other than oppressing your nerves by my words. And that's a choice. At this point, your slavery is a choice because nobody told you to be here. So if I am oppressing your nerves, then Kanye is right, because your slavery is a choice. You can free yourself. Got him activated, red spitting and typing. Anyways, and that wasn't even shade. That was advice. We all have a power source that soups us up, including you. But you're afraid that if you plug into your power source, it won't lead to world domination. Anyways, that was my Juneteenth message to the black and the white delegation. Love you guys. Anyways, let's talk about Iran. YouTube already tried to sabotage me once because they're mad that I clocked Beyonce breaking Miley Cyrus out on her tour weeks ago. And then they were mad that I gave the black delegation the real meaning of the lamb that was slain. Even though it'll fly over most of their heads, and then the other half of them will think what I'm saying is hogwash. So it doesn't even matter. You guys be cutting my chats for nothing because the people that I'm speaking to don't even receive it. Only the people that are in my memberships, they're the only ones who receive it. So y'all don't be having to interrupt my lives because it's not like they believe me anyways. And they know that I'm just here. I'm sorry, I'm looking for the bag that these came in. They know that I'm just here for story time. I'm sorry that I have my trolls working overtime today. I didn't know it was going to be like this, but it's Juneteenth, so it makes sense that they're trolling. And to be honest, I don't even celebrate Juneteenth. I don't not celebrate it. It's just, it's new. I'll be like, okay, Juneteenth, power to the people, but I'm not a holiday girl. I celebrate the solstices. So tomorrow, I'll be, it's Friday too. So, you know, it's cute. I got some ceremonial stuff to do tomorrow too. That's usually what I do every day. So I can't really get to do the stuff that everybody else does because I be doing the things. I am having a great day, emotional damage. Thank you. And I hope you're having a great day well. Now, Iran is threatening bombs over Baghdad. Do you guys want to see what that's going to end up like for the United States of the Americas? This is something that the black delegation and the white delegation can both have mutual interest in. So, trolls, simmer down. I'm done with all that stuff that gets you all red in the face. It's all love from the goddess. Of course, I have love for all of humanity. I have favorites, but you humans, especially you trolls, you serve a divine purpose, even with me. I get a lot of energy from you guys, especially when I'm doing my F around and find out ceremonies. Sometimes I just think about my trolls and I just pull all kinds of energy from you guys. You guys are a battery pack for me sometimes, and I appreciate you. If nobody ever told a troll that you're special to me. Cheers to the troll. Of course, fluoro. Space time being woman through wormholes. We're in one big womb. We're just in one big amniotic fluid sac. One big placenta is what we're floating around in. I don't think men have placentas. And I'm not talking about the new surgery technological stuff. Oh, they can get them now. I'm not talking about the store where the men can go nowadays to buy the womanly parts. So if that answers your question, Floro, sure. All right. Most High, Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Iran. I'm not going to read the US. I'm going to read Iran. Ah, Shay, sexy, sassy. Oh, well, that's a nice image. That's what we're doing here. Just floating around in a nice womb like Jody. The earth is Jody. All right, Spirit. Iran is threatening the U.S. if the U.S. gets involved in something. I haven't caught up on all the news. As a matter of fact, let me go and take a little peeky peek, a little looky-loo to see what exactly they're threatening here. Iran, United States. Good for you, JD. It's remember what I said about who we are. Of course it's starting to make sense to you, my dear. You are sealed. God said right across your forehead. All right. All right. Well, it looks like Iran and Israel, in short, are beefing with each other, and Iran doesn't want the U.S. to get involved in helping Israel. And if they do, we will boom, 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 brr, 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 to you too. That's pretty much what they're saying. Yes, JD. Yes. All right. Iran, what's this business with you threatening the U.S. if they get involved with you and Israel's beef? And what will be the outcome? I compel you in your collective energy to speak the truth and keep absolutely nothing hidden from me. What is your issue? What is your beef with the United States? And what are your plans for the United States? There are threats, but will anything come of them? What is your issue or concern with the U.S., Iran? Hello, Patricia. Chocolate hearts back to you too, dear. I can't pronounce your name because it's in symbol. I don't speak that, but chocolate hearts to you too. Good evening, Rhythm. I don't think Iran likes the new pope. Again, the pope sits on a seat that is a 3-in-1: religious, economic, and political. And all the nations usually assemble around the pope. If the Wiz says the color is green in Oz, then the color is green in Oz. If the Wiz says the color is red in Oz, then the color is red in Oz. The problem is the old guard is out. It's dying out. The queen died, and she ruled with an iron thumb. And it seemed like when she died out, so did that power structure over there in the UK. And then the Pope opened a few doors and then said, all right, bye. And then we got a new U.S. Pope who it doesn't seem like the other nations want to respect. They don't want to respect this Trump Pope, this NATO Pope. You got them and their allies, and I mean Iran, Russia, and the likes of them. And then you got US, Israel, NATO, and the UK. And then whoever else is aligned with them. The old guard seem to have things in formation. They seem to wield their power very effectively. Once the old guard is gone, though, and it's like nobody respects the new guard. She was not in any of her lifetimes was Elizabeth playing with any of them, anybody. I don't even think the Pope played with Elizabeth. I sure don't. So I think the old guard that used to kind of keep everybody checked is out, and now nobody is checked. And Iran doesn't respect the new guard. They don't respect Israel. They don't respect the U.S. and F death row and anybody who stands with them. That's what Iran is saying. Something about this new pope, though, because the Vatican usually, I think, was the one who kind of had the final say-so in these affairs. They had, it seems as though they had to write off on who was allowed to fight and who wasn't. I believe that they expect this pope to align with the U.S. and that side, and Israel. They don't think this pope is fair because he came from the U.S. And so they would probably feel like he has a different type of relationship and allegiance with those entities already. So they don't want to listen to him. They don't want to respect his authority. See, that's why the balanced spirituality and practicality came out. Because the end of the power, it seems, for the Vatican, it seems like the power is seeping out and returning back to its source. Like a stream from the top of a mountain, water from the snowy crest of a mountain that turns into streams and rivers that spread out. The power is trickling down and spreading out like rivers back to its source, even if they're deep off in the woods, even if they're hidden. The power knows where to find its source, so it's seeping back. And no, I'm not talking to celebrities or even people in power. Nevertheless, challenge again. I think the Vatican used to keep everybody in line. Nobody respects this new guard up in Rome. Nobody respects this new government in the U.S. They don't respect their relationships with other countries or their allies, and they don't respect this new Rome. They think it is going to try to benefit the U.S. and her allies. Iran has taken notice that the U.S.'s people do not like its new government either. Iran has taken notice of the civil unrest and the division in U.S. because it's spread. It's division even in their circles, even throughout the nations, with the old guard dying out and the new guard coming in. It's fallout amongst them. And so they're watching even us fall out at the new guard taking its seat, taking its throne in the U.S. They are not, yeah, I'm going to say, even if they wanted to, they're not going to attack the U.S., maybe not directly, not dropping a bomb over Baghdad. However, however, that's not to say they won't do things. Maybe not a bomb. Us everyday people won't be privy to the back and forth, but I don't think that they are going to do that. And there is a reason that they have retreated. I think they may have considered it seriously, but something has happened to cause them to retreat on that plan. My brain, cool beans, it's all my imagination. Is there a school? It seems that maybe that electric outages, Wi-Fi outages. I'll clarify that Knight of Wands in reverse. It's not a direct attack, so we shouldn't look up and see a bomb go off and say Iran did it. If it does, and the outlets say Iran did it, I'm going to be inclined to say that that was a false flag event to get us to support taking further actions. It's like they made a threat but didn't go through with it. But the US could say, okay, well, the public know about that threat, so let's make it real so that they'll support us striking back, so to speak. Not saying that's what's going to happen, but it seems like innocent people are being targeted. Hospitals, schools, places with children. And so if anything, any place were to be targeted, it would probably be the same, an eye for an eye. But their issue with Israel is that they feel like I think Iran feels there's something with. See, I don't know if Israel is bombing Iran. Probably so. Iran strikes Israeli hospital. Okay, all right. I see that here on Google 2 hours ago. That's in the crowning position. Iran strikes Israeli hospital. And then this is Trump. Okay, so let me read this Reuters um, article because it seems to. Iran strikes Israeli hospital. Trump to decide on U.S. role in conflict within 2 weeks. That's the so below. The hospital strike, Trump's indecision. Currently, though, Trump, I don't think it's all his decision to make. It feels like he's stalling. It's not fully his decision to make. He's showing up as a page. They're waiting on his decision because he's supposed to be the king of this nation. But he's showing up as a page. So there's levels above Trump that decides before him. He just signs the documents and he's the face. That's it. He's the face. So when they decide, when somebody else decides, then Trump will get the green light to carry it out like it's him. The U.S. citizens don't want any smoke with Iran, and they feel like our leader is the problem here. They feel like if Trump wasn't in office, none of this would be happening to us. Hopes and fears. Iran. Now that's also Iran. What are they defending over in Iran? They're defending something.
Something amazing happens on a road trip to the beach.
Not an ad popping up without my permission. There seems to be a group in Iran. Iran aren't defending anything. You're not telling me what I see here. There is a group, a smaller group. I'm not talking about the country. No. This seems like a small group, like a small militia. Their job is to defend something, and they've been having a hard time doing so due to the war. I don't have the facts, Lizard. So if you really thought I could, you wouldn't be here, but you're a troll, a professional one. You all carry the same identity, the same stench. Y'all are so easy. When you're sent, you're easy to identify. Pretend like you like me first. It's a way to troll me. You gotta pretend like you're not a troll first. Don't show your hand so soon. Then you'll be able to be the Trojan horse you're trying to be and come and interfere with something. But not when you come off the rip. Now you're telling me not to be delusional, but I'm telling you guys, this is a psychic medium. And you're telling me to speak facts. That means you're delusional. I might be, but I'm not delusional enough to know that I'm delusional. I might be crazy, but I'm not crazy enough to know that I'm great, to not think that I'm crazy. You, on the other hand, are asking a crazy person to speak facts. That makes you delusional. You guys got to keep up. Don't mental spar with me. My father is a genius. And I'm my daddy's son. All right. I'll clarify this to see if it's nuclear power, but my nose is telling me that it's something else. Hopes and fears for Iran is that Trump don't want no smoke, is that him and his allies won't get involved in Israel's problem because they feel like this is between us and them. Y'all don't get into this. The King of Cups, though, we gonna get into it. All the way in. Let me see what is the date of birth for Benjamin Netanyahu. Thank you, C1 South, whatever the last three letters is. Thank you, Shawty. Benjamin Netanyahu. October 21st. Scorpio. Let me confirm. He's a Scorpio. Libra. Oh. Okay. This could be Trump or Netanyahu, but this is Trump. Trump will act on this regard because we have a relationship with Israel. So Trump will choose our relationship with Israel. Oh, Elon is a Cancer. And Elon is going to want to support Israel. Let me clarify that, King of Cups. Israel wants to see bombs flying in the air. Now, that man was in here trolling me, talking about salute to Trump. I don't hate any of these people. None of these men. All of them are tools to carry out things that, hell, my ancestors saw them doing. So why would I act surprised and enraged about these men behaving out their nature? It is their nature to war. So you don't have to Trump troll me. I don't hate any of them because I expect them to be exactly who and what they are. Would I hate a dog for being a dog? Would I hate a shark for wanting to bite my head off if I go swimming on my cycle? So you don't have to Trump troll me or any politician troll me. That doesn't trigger me because I'm not emotionally invested like you are. You're the one in my chat saluting to a grown man. Saluting to a man. And you're a man. What in the masculine deficiency is going on here? My God. Somebody wants to see bombs flying over Baghdad. Somebody don't want the peace. Somebody, whoever this gentleman is, he doesn't mind. He don't mind seeing bags over bombs just flying through the air. I be trying not to eat them because I be full most of the time by the time they get here, but they just taste so delicious. They just make it so tasty. Let me clarify this, King. That's Elon. Because this is Trump. He would have been in jail if it wasn't for Elon. So it's not Trump's decision to make. I believe it's Elon, and Elon will say, choose Israel. We're all in, buddy. Let the fireworks begin. You know, Elon ain't never been scared of creating no fireworks because his whole space thingy just blew up today, and he talking about what, no biggie or something like that. Kind of like just brushed it off. So he don't care. He's saying, Trump, this is my decision to make. You would be in jail if it weren't for me. And he's saying they have weapons of mass destruction over there. So you don't have a say in the matter, Trump. We will decide. 3 people. Trump is one of them, but then there's 2 other entities who is going to make this decision. Probably Elon and Netanyahu. And then they'll run out that plan to their pope, and he'll run it out to all the other allies. Near future, Knight of Wands in reverse. See, they don't really want to bomb, but they don't really want to, but I think they'll do something. Let me see. Iran doesn't want to fight the U.S. It doesn't want to fight the U.S. It just doesn't want the U.S. to get involved. Schizotube, yet here you are in the crazy house with me. They don't want innocent casualties. They don't want innocent U.S. citizens passing away. But they will if they need to. that Nine of Wands. What are they defending and having a hard time defending? What is that? No, 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 no. We're not just talking. That's not nuclear something. It's something that they dug for. Not nuclear. And I don't even think it's oil. It might be oil, gas, but no, 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 no. No, this is something that they read about in an ancient document. They read about it in some ancient document, and it's supposed to be over in Iran. And there is a group of Iranians who know about it, and their job is to defend it. It's something that could have been found or dug up in some sort of archaeological. It was found buried, I believe. There's been war for it ever since. It could be a resource, a natural resource. It's some sort of natural resource, and it could be oil and something else. They've been fighting for it though. Whatever they said they're fighting for. You're from Iran, quality film. What is it? Is it? It's not. I'm not talking about the nukes, and it could be oil, but it's something else. Oh no. Iran. I know what you guys are hiding. The oil comes from the other thing that they're looking for. The oil comes from a source. The source, for instance, if they picked up a manuscript that said that a fallen angel fell and landed somewhere in Iran, and they went looking for it, and they found all these chemicals. Now, not to say that that energy didn't land there. The energy could be manifested in the chemical, or the energy could be so deep that the thing could have been so deep that they haven't found it, but they're getting its fluids. I hear you, quality film. I didn't say that you guys were hiding anything. I said having a hard time defending. This was hidden. No, I don't care what you say, quality. My vision and insight on the matter, I trust it more than yours, and I wouldn't care if you were standing in Iran in the middle of a war zone with an AK-47 in your hands. You're not privy to the things that I'm privy to. So watch and enjoy or get blocked. No. Behind the star reverse, the moon. This is something old, ancient. I believe they read it from a manuscript, went searching for it. I think they went searching for one of the fallen angels, but instead found a bunch of chemicals, oil and other chemical that they use for fuel, and yes, maybe even that quantum computer that you were mentioning. But it's something that they went looking for based on an ancient manuscript or something. Quality, I don't care nothing about. See, Quality found out how to troll. YouTube learned They listened to what I said, and then Quality picked up on it, came in here like he was friendly at first, and was like, yeah, I'm from Iran. You're right. Then I allowed him to stay. Then he start trolling for real. See, they listen and they do what the fuck I say too. Good job. Good job, YouTube, and whoever sends the trolls. There seems to be laws that were created after they went digging and then found whatever this was found. There were laws that was created to keep people away from it, but also to keep people away from the truth of what they found. Ah, I even see a little something in here about the trolls. I don't even think he was from Iran. No. No, he wasn't even really from Iran. I see why the troll was in here talking about they're not hiding anything. Yes, you guys are. Spirit is showing me exactly why you trolls were in here. You guys didn't want me, tried to derail me letting a little secret out. Well kept secret. You guys know the feds are watching and you probably don't want. What's behind that, High Priestess? Because you guys were the first ones to get to something before everyone else did. And by you guys, I mean the Iranians. There seemed to be a lot of people at that time who were looking for things. This was a time where all of these ancient artifacts and men were being passed around and read by the elites, and they were all searching for things. Seems like Iran was the first one to get to whatever this is that they have. They may even be not telling the truth about having something. The people who are called Jews, Israel, they may know, and hence the fight between them and Israel and them in that region. I don't think they're fighting for resources. Everyone has resources, not fuel and stuff like that. There's something more rare. Spirit, what is the root of Iran and Israel's conflict today? Not what it was back then, today. What is the root of Iran and Israel's conflict today? And then I'll probably end it after this because my phone's been ringing back to back. It was my mama, and it's probably not important, but I'm tired. Something that they found, it seems like it's a chemical of some sort, amongst other things that they have there amongst their resources. There's something that I think they have either in their possession or in their land that somebody else wants. It's multiple things, but there's one important thing. I love you too, Barking Like a Dog Entertainment. And there is an issue about identity and who has claim. I think Iran's issue with Israel is that they feel like they are not who they say they are, so they have no business in that region. I think that's what Iran feels. At the core, I feel like they feel like you don't belong here. You're not who you say you are, so you have no claim and no business in the first place over here. I think that Iran thinks that they have attempted to unalive people who are indigenous to what they claim. If they are trying to claim rights to a land, it seems that they are, I believe Iran feels like Israel wants to unalive the people who are already there. And even before then, I feel like Iran feels like even the identity that you have, you persecute the people who it belongs to and unalived your own people so that you could fit the description. I think that's what Iran feels about Israel. I said, I think that's what Iran feels. I didn't say that's what I think. Seven of Cups in reverse. Spirit, and what does Israel feel about how Iran feels? Because at the end of the day, what these cards is how Iran feels. I feel Iran's passionate energy more than Israel. So what is Israel's stance in this? What's their beef? A lack of cooperation. Yeah. We get what you're saying, Iran, but bitch, cooperate with the plan. Everybody else cooperating. Everybody else co-signing. Everybody else. But y'all don't want, and they feel like it's a bigger plan at play here. Get get on the program. Just let us in. Just accept us. Come on. So that we can, do this thing. It's us against everybody else, right? Come on, man. Just open it. But Iran is like, no. I think Israel doesn't even have a real beef other than the fact that Iran won't let them get away with something that other people seem to be cooperating with them on. Okay. All right. You know how, like, in movies and in shows, when the feds start catching on to them, and then they start taking out people who they feel like might be loose ends, loose lips, or might snitch. Anybody who they feel like might cooperate with the feds, they do it in order to tie up all the loose ends. I think that's I think that could be what Israel has done. And I think Iran is a loose end that just hasn't cooperated. And they want to tie it up. It's been a long battle of trying to tie up a loose end. A long battle of trying to tie up a loose end to a crime that was committed. a generations long cover up attempt. And I think certain parties are saying, hell no, we won't let, we won't let y'all do this. And then one side is just like, fuck it. You won't let us do it. We'll just fight. And on that note, love you guys. Bye.